How was the first day?
Good, good. Guys were excited to get out there. Obviously, it was battling some colder temperatures, but the wind played more of a factor than the temperature itself. In terms of the drop back passing game, balls were going kind of all over the place at times, but that's part of it, and the elements are definitely something that you got to battle, but overall I thought the intensity was good, and guys were excited to be out there. Some things to clean up, but overall pretty good day one.
You lost a guy like Mike Ragone, that was kind of the leader of that your group. But who kind of stepped up into that role, or who would you like to kind of step up into that role?
Well, Jamae has kind of taken on that leadership role. He's not afraid to be vocal. I think Jake has the leadership characteristics that we're looking for to lead the entire offense. But I think Jamae will be a good complementary leader to him. And like you said, he'll be the guy that kind of leads the room. And I think the guys respect him, and the guys will feed off of his leadership.
You're a guy that was really active on the recruiting trail this year. Can you talk a little bit about that process? I mean, Coach Weiss said, "Don't feel sorry for you," because you get to go places like Hawaii and stuff like that. But that's probably a bit of a grind, was it not?
Yeah, well, it is. It is. But the one thing I'll say is, I'm getting some credit for signing some guy or 6 guys or whatever it was, but in reality, it was a full staff effort. Mark Welcombs, for instance, who was a heavily recruited guy. Buddy White had just as much to do with getting Marquell as I do, and Coach Campo and Coach Weiss had just as much to do with getting Mark Welcombs that I did. It was a full-fledged, like I said, effort from our staff. In terms of my recruiting area, I had the entire state of California, so I had 72 JCs out in California, and then there's 8 in Arizona, and there's 130 in the country, so I had 80 of the 130 junior colleges in the country. And when you sign as many JC guys as we signed, you better produce, and like I said, we were fortunate enough to get on guys early enough, and with the staff's effort, we were able to get some of the guys, which was good.
You mentioned a lot of guys holding a hand and getting all these guys in. How much of a role did a guy like Markel Combs have in that? I mean, did that really help? It seemed like it.
It was huge. Once he got on board, he was picking the phone up, and he was helping us with guys not only in California but across the entire country. I mean, he's not afraid to pick up the phone or get on Facebook there and chat on Facebook or any of those things. He's pretty active when it comes to that stuff.
Is that kind of a novel concept, or you see that a lot? I mean, I haven't really heard of it, but
you don't see it all that often, but it is something that he jumped on right away, and really throughout the entire process he was doing it. Not so much selling Kansas, but he was real active in terms of following other players across the country, and he's on Rivals and watching kids film and doing all those things. So he has a pretty high interest level when it comes to the recruiting process itself, and obviously watching tape and evaluating guys and going through all that. Once we got him on board, that's when he became the salesman for us.
We heard a lot last year coming into the season, and just kind of following Coach Weiss's track record and what he's done with his offense. The tight end's really a big part of that, or at least has in most of his systems. But last year we didn't see a lot of production, I guess, from the tight end position. Was that something you guys had talked about in the offseason, trying to get more on the field production, not just things that actually do show up on stats like catches, receiving yards?
Yeah, we got to improve in a number of different areas, and we're doing some different wrinkles. We've incorporated some different wrinkles that we've gotten in some offseason study here that we're going to try in the pass game, and not only in the pass game but in the run game too, and to incorporate different people in, not only the tight ends, but to incorporate different people into the offensive system.
I know the guys were really excited to get the pads on this week and talking to them yesterday, but what about a coach like you? How did you feel about getting out there?
I'm not a big fan of these first 2 days.
No.
You run the football and you're in T-shirts and you got shorts on. It's tough to really get a feel for the real aspect of the game, and it'll be good to get here Saturday, to get here and us throw the pads on and get the run game going, and hear some pads cracking out there.